June 23rd, 2018. The Tam Luang cave in northern Thailand is silent, but this silence is deceptive because kilometers deep in the darkness, at the heart of the unknown, 12 children and their young coach are fighting for their lives. With the world's eyes fixed on this cave, a rescue operation that races against time is about to begin. It all starts after an ordinary training session. The 12 players of the Mupa team and their 25-year-old coach, Ekapol, decide to go on an exploration trip to the Tam Luang cave to strengthen team spirit. Around 3 p.m., they reach the cave on their bicycles. They leave their bikes and bags at the entrance and go inside. Their plan is simple: do some exploring and return. As the children venture deeper into the cave, seasonal rains begin earlier and more violently than expected outside. The group has advanced about 4 kilometers inside when they start heading back. But it's already too late. The water has cut them off from their path of entry. They are forced to retreat even deeper, taking refuge in a small area called Pattaya Beach. When the children don't return home in the evening, families begin to worry. Their bicycles and bags are found at the cave entrance. The terrible truth is understood. The children are trapped in the cave. The first rescue teams immediately spring into action, but the water level is so high that they can only advance a few meters. Families gather at the cave entrance. Mothers cannot hold back their tears. Fathers wait helplessly. The news spreads around the world. As the news spreads globally, international aid offers begin to arrive. Experts from around the world flock to Thailand. The most critical help comes from British cave diving experts Rick Stanton and John Valanthan. Thai Navy SEALs also join the operation. However, cave diving is completely different from open sea diving. Zero visibility, narrow passages, strong currents. Diving in these conditions is like a suicide mission. 9 days pass. While the world is gripping with despair, British divers Rick Stanton and John Valanthan make a historic discovery. On July 2nd, after a grueling 4-kilometer underwater journey, they reach Pattaya Beach. As their flashlight pierces through the darkness, they encounter an incredible sight. 13 people are alive. The children and their coach have managed to survive in the cave for 9 days. 13 of you? 13. The diver's voice is heard in the video. The children's response brings tears to the entire world. 13 of us. How many days? 9 days. 9 days? This is the moment when hope is reborn worldwide. Families cry with joy. The world press reports the news with excitement. But the real challenge is just beginning. How will they get them out? Finding the children was a miracle, but getting them out seemed impossible. The 4-kilometer underwater journey was something only a few experts worldwide could accomplish. Most of the children couldn't even swim. They had no professional diving experience. Various plans are evaluated: drilling through the top of the cave for an exit, waiting for the water level to drop, searching for alternative exit routes. But the monsoon rains continued. The most terrifying possibility was this: the children could drown where they were. Australian anesthesia specialist Dr. Richard Harris steps in. He proposes a radical plan to sedate the children and extract them underwater. This plan is incredibly risky, but there is no other option. The plan is detailed. Each child will be sedated with a full face mask and carried underwater by 2 divers. The journey will take approximately 3 hours. On July 8th, the rescue operation begins. On the first day, the strongest and biggest 4 children will be extracted. The whole world holds its breath. The first child is extracted from the cave at 5:40 p.m. He is taken to the hospital by ambulance. Hours later, the second, third, and fourth children are also safely extracted. The first day is completed successfully. July 9th, the second day, 4 more children are extracted. Now only 5 people remain: 4 children and their coach Ekapol. July 10th, the third and final day. This day is the most critical because weather conditions are deteriorating. This might be their last chance. The youngest children and the selfless coach Ekapol are in the last group. Ekapol has done everything he can to keep the children calm and give them hope throughout the entire process. He has put himself second while sharing water and food. At 3:30 p.m., the last child is extracted. At 5 p.m., Coach Ekapol safely emerges to the surface. The 18-day nightmare is over. When the news spreads to the world, the entire planet erupts with joy. All 13 people have been safely rescued. None of them lost their lives. Families rush to the hospital. The tears are now tears of joy. The children are reunited with their families. The world press keeps this miraculous rescue operation in headlines for days. However, this success came at a heavy price. Thai Navy SEAL Salman Kunan lost his life by drowning while placing oxygen tanks during the operation. Belgian volunteer diver Beirut Pakbara also passed away from infection after the operation. This operation demonstrated the most beautiful example of human solidarity. Rick Stanton, John Valanthan, and other British divers showed true heroism. Thanks to Dr. Richard Harris's courageous plan, the impossible was achieved. The children and Coach Ekapol are also heroes not to be forgotten. For 18 days, they never lost hope and supported each other. The Tham Luang Cave Rescue has gone down in history as one of the most dramatic rescue operations of the 21st century. For 18 days, the world held its breath and waited. And finally, the miracle happened. This story shows us that when humanity doesn't lose hope, even in its darkest moments, when it stands in solidarity, when it brings science and courage together, even the impossible can become possible. The 12 children and their coach not only survived, but also gave hope to the entire world. Their story is a lesson that will be passed on to future generations. Miracles happen not only to those who believe, but to those who never give up.